difference between public relations and advertising. So, first difference is paid space or free coverage. First, advertising. The company pays for ad space. You know exactly when that ad will air or be published in advertising only. In public relation, your job is to get free publicity for the company. From news conferences to press releases, you are focused on getting free media exposure for the company and its product services. Okay, so in advertising, the paid space, we pay for space, and in public relation, we are looking for the free coverage. Second is creative control versus no control. In advertising, we require creative minds only. Since you are paying for the space, you have creative control on what goes into that ad. But in public relation, you have no control over how the media presents your information. If they decide to use your info at all, they're not obligated to cover your event or publish your press release just because you send something to them. No control. They're not interested sometimes, then they will not give you any coverage. So you're not control over this. But in advertising, we have a creative control. Shelf life. In advertising, since you pay for the space, you can run your ads over and over for as long as your budget allows. An ad generally has a longer shelf life than one press release. In public relation, you only submit a press release about a new product. Once you only submit a press release about a news conference, once, the peer exposure you receive is only circulated once. An editor won't publish your same press release 3 or 4 times in their magazine. Wise consumers. In advertising, consumers know when they are reading an advertisement, they are trying to be sold a product or service. But in public relations, when someone reads a third party article written about your product or views coverage of your event on TV, they are seeing something you did not pay for with ad dollars and viewing differently than they do paid advertising. So, the consumers of advertising are wise in comparison to public relations. Creativity or a nose for news. Advertising is totally depend on the creativity. Like in advertising, you get to exercise your creativity in creating new ad campaigns and materials. We require a creative mind in advertising. But in public relations, you have to have a nose for news. You have to have a nose for news and be able to generate buzz through that news. The news should not be sensational. You exercise your creativity to an extent in the way you search for new news to release to the media. And your release always must be new. Like in an advertising, you are repeating a particular ad till your budget allows. In-house or out on the town. In advertising, if you are working at an ad agency, your main contracts are your co-workers and the agency's clients. If you buy and plan ad space on behalf of the client, like media director, public relations, you interact with the media and develop a relationship between them. If you are non-media organization, your contact is not limited to in-house communications. You are in constant touch with your contacts in the print publications and in broadcast media or nowadays in a new media. Target audience or hooked editor. In advertising, you are looking for your target audience and advertising accordingly. You have to decide your target audience first. The appeals, what you are showcasing in your advertisement. You would not advertise a women's TV network in a male oriented sports magazine, right? But in public relations, you must have an angle and hook editors to get them to use information for an article, to run a press release, or to cover your event. Limited or unlimited contact. So in advertising, uh, in some industry like copywriters and graphic designers in the agency may not meet with their client at all. But in public relation, as it is an interactive and two-way communication is required, so you are very visible to the media. We are always called on for the good news. Special events, advertising. If your company sponsors an event, you would not want to take out an ad giving yourself on back for being such a great company. This is where your public relation department steps in. And in public relation, if you are sponsoring an event, you can send out a press release and the media might pick it up. They may publish the information or cover the event of what your organization is going to. A writing style. In an advertising, buy this product, act now, call today. These are all things you can say in an advertisement. You want to use those buzz words to motivate people to buy your product through advertisement only. But in public relation, you are strictly writing in a no nonsense news format. So writing style is very important in public relation, where in advertising we required a creative writing style. Okay, that's it for today.